Not to bring up a sore subject, but with the developers now having to still deal with the stretch code as it is, do we have how many developers and waiting to help build affordable housing?
Mr. Dunn.
Sure. Through the chair to the councilor, not much has changed from our report just a month and a half ago or so to the council about the pipeline of projects that have come, before the planning board or have been proposed that have not been able to get off the ground. It's over 2,500 units that are sort of in the pipeline but stalled at this point. But as we know and as we discussed, there's a variety of things that impact a project's financial feasibility. And so while, in some of these examples, the specialized stretch code could be particularly challenging to accommodate, there are a number of other things also affecting the feasibility of those. So as we kind of also described, we're trying to, pull on the various levers that we can at a local level to really unlock that housing production. But there are certain things related to construction costs, interest rates, utility connections, things like that that are certainly outside of our control. So we'll, just continue to do what we do in rolling up the sleeves in partnership with the private sector partners that we have to try to get more of those proposed and permitted projects into construction.
Thank you. And just the 2,500 that you spoke about, is that just affordable housing or just housing in general?
Through the chair to the councilor, that's some of the more notable. It's not a comprehensive list because there certainly could be people doing some smaller stuff across the city that didn't require planning board approval at all. But these are some of the more notable multifamily projects that we've been tracking that have been stalled, and it would include total number of units. So right now we're tracking probably about I'd say close to 20% of those are probably affordable, the rest being market rate.
Gotcha. And the last question, I know that we work on TIFs and stuff for big projects, and that I think is great. It's gonna is there a possibility of, since like I said, all these developers still have to work during the current stretch code, and we want them to come to the city and build affordable housing, does the city have anything that they can do to work with the small developers to help bring more possibilities to build more affordable housing in the city?
Mr. Dunn.
Through the chair to the councilor, there are a suite of programs. We try to match the right program, whether it's at the local level, state level, sometimes federal level, but usually the federal kind of flows through us to match the right program with the right project. So generally speaking, the tax increment exemption program we have that provides specific local tax relief, that is under the state program requirements, a market rate program. It's not an affordable housing program, it's a market rate program. So we try to look at the, the nature of the project. What are they doing? Is it the adaptive reuse of a historic building? Have we tried to secure historic tax credits to offset that, make it more feasible? So we, I think, have a very good knowledge of the portfolio of resources that are out there and try to create that matchmaking. And obviously different, in addition to what I referenced about market rate versus affordable, programs could have other types of eligibility conditions or other terms and conditions that sometimes work for a certain project's approach, and sometimes they don't work for that project's approach. So we try to understand how these projects are being put together as it relates to the financing, and what things could be compatible, what things are a good match depending on the types of units being created. And we want to make sure, certainly as it relates to the programs we have on a local level, that they're meeting the priorities that we have as a city. Some of those being, as we've talked about before, if it is a market rate project, trying to have a mix of incomes in there. If it's going through the trust fund, really stretching on the ADA accessible units in there. Where it is in terms of maybe being in a targeted area of a neighborhood master plan of the city or other areas. Obviously, we're trying to grow revenues in the ballpark district with the district improvement financing designation there. So again, we try to just match the right sort of resources or the right level of assistance with the project depending on the nature of that project.
Yeah, thank you very much. Like I said, your department does a great job, your staff does a great job. And I think the masterpiece is going to be not only bringing businesses to the city of Worcester and new partnerships, but it's helping build more affordable housing so the residents can keep calling Worcester home. Thank you for your time.